Hello everyone, here is Peter Churget and this is the Hard Hats and Clear Minds podcast. My guest is Faraaz. Please, Faraaz, introduce yourself.
Thank you for having me here. So yes, I work with personal development, optimize teams and culture design. And today we're going to speak about some of the topics that are central to your life, Peter. So go ahead.
Yes, we are already in the operational mindset, so that's why I just quickly tell you what is this podcast about. This is the first episode. So we will talk about mindfulness, leadership, safe teams, better people, consciousness, connection, cooperation, and safety, and a lot more. Basically, almost every companies I know, they focus on operation with procedures and documents to fill out and set the teams, go out, do the work. But they forget that we operate with humans and the human focus is so small in this business. And basically this is the safety gap as I show you. So my idea with this podcast is to give you, if you're a technician, an idea what can you do to integrate into the team better, what can you do if you work offshore or on-off rotation on land while you are away, and how to develop as a person and develop as a team. And if you're a manager, we will tell you how to basically build a good team, integrate new people in the team, and have a more safe operation without stressing too much about if they will work safe. Because once the team set correctly, once the mind is set correctly and we help them to make it more clear, then you will have a safe operation. So shortly, this will be the main topic almost in each podcast. My background is, if I just start to speak about the industry, I was a technician, then I become a team leader, then I become a health and safety advisor, coordinator and specialist, onshore and offshore. So I have experienced 10 plus years. You know, it's fancy to say more than a decade, but I'm fine with the 10 plus years. So I will talk from experience, from that shoe that you are in maybe, and then my guests will bring more tools and perspective into this, how to improve and grow together on the project.
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
Since we improvise, because we have 1,000 topics, if you have already something that you would say, just do it and I will just join into that.
Yep, absolutely. So I've walked around, I bring with me 20 years of corporate experience, and then top of that, almost 15 years of mindfulness, personal growth and development. And we are at the point where we are merging those. Because a candle without a flame is not being utilized really well. If you have a person without a name, he is unknown. And right now, that's the merger, lighting the flame, giving the person the name. And it's the same thing with bringing personal development into the company work culture. And what exactly does that mean? It entails what exactly is leadership, how to lead a team, but more importantly, how to create a team. Because when we say we've created a team, what does it mean? Do they all get along? Do you know your team members' names, their family history, like if they have a wife, they have children, and why is this important? Because if I'm working on a oil rig, or let's say in any team, if I don't know anything about the person, let's say he has a child who is sick, perhaps the person is going through some relationship problems. If I do not know that, what's in his mind, I do not know his emotional state. And being men do not share emotional states. They're going to tell you, yeah, I'm feeling a bit under the cloud today. My emotional state has a hint of depression and a little bit of self-doubt. And they are not going to say that. They're going to say, John, how you doing? Yeah, mate, I'm fine. Good to go. And that is the biggest bullshit we know, because when people do not talk to each other, communication fails. and it creates danger. And in your line of work, that danger can take someone's life. So yeah, the big thing we want to really touch on is how to create this top performing teams. But before a team starts performing, they need to focus on start to get knowing each other, because that's where the magic happens. Because you don't want to be with a group of men and women on a rig or in a team. You want to be with your work family. And I know, don't mix family with work, but this is your work family, because your work is your second home. You spend so much time there. And why not treat it like a home by improving the communication, the connections? Because if you have a lot of stagnant relationships, and let me just explain that. With relationships, it can be in three different parts. It can be growing, it can be stagnant, and it can be declining. If you have a lot of stagnant relationships at work, there's not much perceived value you are getting from the relationship. There's no growth. And if it's declining in terms of leadership, leading by fear rather than respect, their relationship's destined to go downwards. So there's lots of things we can touch on, but let's keep it in line with how you can take away 3 to 5 good points between this episode and the upcoming one to apply to your teams, your work environment, your culture, to get the best benefits.
And then we can start from the start of a project. So those who's working on short projects or mid-term projects, completing retrofit or building a new factory. It's a temporary project with lots of subcontractors, thousands, maybe sometimes thousands of people.
Yeah.
But if it's just 60, that's still, let's say, 5 teams, 5 team leaders, and the technicians in these teams. So let's keep this focus. Lots of unknown people just come together. I mean, unknown by the teams and unknown by each other, just come together. What people do first, look at each other. Okay, you look like this, you look like that, you speak broken English, or you are from England, okay. And then judgments starts.
Absolutely. Labeling.
Yeah, and then it's from my experience and where I work in the wind industry, it's 99% men. So as you said, men don't talk.
Yes.
Mostly. What I see, those who have good relationships and those who have kids, they are more open, they are more soft, and then the soft not means that they are not strong, but they have the soft skills to talk and to listen. So I already see this is a great improvement in people's life, those who's really present in the family, not just making the kids. It's also important. But many of them escaping to these on-off rotation projects. So 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And then there's a lot of segments what we should check, how they act at work, what they do after work. Let's talk first about they meet, and then the team is set, as you said. We set it on the paper. You 5 from 5 countries in that team. Tomorrow you do this job.
Yeah.
And then once you said, if I don't know what is in your life as a leader, then basically I cannot decide if I can give you a high risk task today, because if you are having a busy mind and we have 10 tasks, maybe I give you just fix that little thing and fix that one and let me know what can we do after that. And then I give the high risk activity, which is electrical work, for example, or lifting activity where you have to have super focus. Then those goes there who feel okay, feel fit and balanced. So this is the first safety check we can do from my perspective. And what is missing from operation most of the time? No team building, no connection. So we let the team leaders improvise team leading.
Yeah. No, I mean, in Europe and Australasia, where I've worked quite a bit, team building is sitting at a pub or in a place in the sun drinking beer together. That is escaping with a drink. That is no team building, because the conversations, once again, I think we had this conversation on another podcast episode that you have, is simply the conversation goes to sports, weather, television, drama, everything external rather than internal. And if you are putting together a team, starting off with a name is difficult enough because there's a lot of people from different countries. You're just focusing on the pronunciation, and then you say a few words you know in Hungarian or Italian, and that's it. Do you know the person? No. And maybe you work together 2-3 days. The other person doesn't speak the language confidentially, with much confidence. Then you don't really connect with the person. And if you are going to work in any team, you need to know the person. And that happens by asking questions, having a proper team building session. And if I'm having a team building session, I would get all members to write their name down, where they're from, 5 things that they're really good at, 3 things that they're working on, their greatest achievement in life. And that's just a starting point. And you read that like, 5 things he's great at. Hiking, I like hiking. All of a sudden, if you like hiking, he likes hiking, you have that conversation connector. It's like, you know what, in our off 2 weeks, I was thinking to go to the highest mountain in Italy. Perhaps you want to join. And then he says, oh, I can't. I've got my child. You're like, oh, he has a child. But I can do it in the following week. So all of a sudden, you need to know as much as possible about the other person. And one of the tools I can introduce here is from our organization for a friend of mine, Vishan. It's called the 3 MIQ, the 3 most important questions. And that is what a person wants to do in life, what a person wants to give back. So I'm just going to simplify it instead of going through 3 questions. What do you want to do in life by learning? What do you want to achieve in life by giving? And what kind of impact do you want to make? So there's a 3 MIQ. I'll leave the link in the show notes. But it's an exercise. It takes about 15 minutes. But when you exchange these questions, you get to know about each other. So imagine you have a team of 60 and everyone answers all the things they want to do in life, all the things they want to learn in life, and all the things they want to give back as a service. So let's say you're traveling through South America. That is what you want to do. You're going to learn Spanish because that aligns with that goal. And then while in South America, you want to teach English to kids because that's being of service to humanity. If you write that as 3 answers to those 3 questions, what do you want to do, what you want to learn, what you want to give back, and if all your team members write that down, all of a sudden you have data. Data is insight. Insight to a leader is the ability to make decisions, to create situations where everyone gets along better. Because if I'm going let's say if I'm going on a shark dive coming from Fiji, if I don't know the other divers, how they handle panic, if they have equanimity when they deal with action, if they have calmness, if they panic and I don't know all of that, anything goes wrong in a shark dive and they disappear, I'm dead. And this has happened before in Egypt. So I was not working, I was actually on holiday, and I did not talk to the boat crew really well. I did not give them instructions because I assumed they knew what they were doing. I assumed they're going to wait for me till I'm on the boat. So what actually happened is they left me behind at the reef. They moved the boat. And a lot of people, it's easy to blame the ship, the boat crew. They're like, they moved, it's their fault. But I took responsibility because I didn't communicate with them. They just saw the physique, like this guy's fit, he's from Fiji, he can swim all around, he'll be fine for 3 hours. I didn't communicate to them, make sure you wait for me. I know there's a lot of beautiful girls around. Focus, make sure there's a head count, everybody's on board. And it comes down to leadership. If you don't take charge, things fall apart. And that was my biggest lesson where I almost died because I almost drowned on that day swimming back to the boat. And it all came down to if you're not communicating, if you're not getting to know the other people in your team, you're good as dead in some situations. And this was a holiday, not even an oil rig. So what's your experience with this in terms of communication, what you've seen on the rig?
Basically, what came up based on this story is that we had a helicopter evacuation from offshore, and it was a 55-year-old man that I've seen in the gym, and then I was thinking like, he's good, he's doing workout, so he's probably want to get in shape, he's in a progress, good. But then one day we got the call that he has a chest pain and short of breath, which is likely that it will be a heart attack. So then after evacuating him to the service operation vessel, and from the service operation vessel to the hospital with helicopter, it turned out that he had critical low hemoglobin level, which means you don't get enough oxygen, so you feel tired non-stop almost. So he didn't tell us, he didn't tell it to others, he was just drinking coffee, more and more caffeinated things just to feel okay. So he didn't talk about this, he felt something is off, and he was thinking it is his age. It was not his age. In 55 you can run marathon and all these things having good energy. It's not about age, it's about something is not okay. What is it? It's a burnout. It's a nutrition related thing. You have to figure out. He didn't communicate this. He pushed himself exactly to the limit. If you push him further himself, he can get unconscious, and then that's based on the team skills if he can survive until the helicopter. So people go to the total extreme and not sharing, not talking about their health. So having a team leader in this position, that's a rough space to be.
I mean, I'll just share an example. So I'm wearing a Garmin watch. It's not a paid promotion. I just use it. And the reason I use it, and my family uses it, some of the biomarkers that comes with this, some of the functions, it gives you a body battery. So like if I got bad sleep, it gives me a sleep score. So let me explain this, how this works. So if I have a sleep score of 26, that means not enough deep sleep or REM. That means my cognitive function today will be slightly affected. I won't have the highest energy when my sleep score is low. Correlated to that is my body battery. And that's going to be something like 15 or 20. Once again, that's going to affect my performance during the day. And is this two simple markers? When I share with my team, someone tells me, I didn't sleep well. That's a very diverse group of answers. You didn't sleep well, what happened, bad dreams, something happened. So I simply ask, what's your sleep score? 26. What's your body battery? 20. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing anything that's going to push you to the limits today. Rest and recovery. Based on that data, because it's the same common measuring scale for us. So like if I was to operate within your team, I would give everyone a watch like this. You can see the HRV scores, the health scores. They can see their own heart rate. Like if someone is on an oil rig, like sometimes when I'm doing CrossFit, my heart rate goes to 188. It's a warning. Focus on my breath, calm things down. Because if I do not have this, I could just go in that Sylvester Stallone, go hard, and I could really cause some damage. So it comes with integrating wearables with common sense to make sure every team member is measuring their own key biomarkers from heart rate to blood pressure. You can have this on this watch as well. Body battery, sleep score. And then also everyone in the team understands what those numbers mean. Because if someone is very low on energy on the day, as a health professional, you would not advise them for their own safety to go to certain task. So that's a starting point. Is the company investing in the right wearables? Is the first question to ask. The second is the company focusing on building, team building, relationship building within the teams? Because remember, sitting around drinking a few drinks or coffee with people is not going to bond your team. It's a deeper, more immersive experience. And I've worked a lot with teams to build that peak performance culture, peak performance teams within the culture. But it all starts with having the right conversations and using a lot of tools to accelerate these conversations. Because, Peter, what is the biggest thing you found? It's the language barrier. Maybe one big factor, right?
Yeah, the language barrier is one of them on international projects.
Yeah.
And basically, as a team leader, I didn't develop too much English because what I noticed once I started to talk in longer sentences and all
Yeah.
this, then my Polish and Italian, mostly that was in that time, team couldn't really get all the info, not everyone, most of them. So I had to learn to try to connect, also manage the work, organize the work,
Yes.
make them understand what is the work. So it was a lot of challenge, but I was conscious about seeing how much engagement I get when we have these conversations, and then
Yeah.
okay, how much should I go deeper in something. So once they have seen that I'm focusing on them,
Yeah.
and then I'm not the leader who just tell like, okay, go and work.
Yeah.
And I was leading, I was working there without really small breaks, and I
Right.
was just like pulling this work with me, and they helped me to pull. So I was that leader in that time. So this being conscious of what the others need in terms of communication and
Yeah.
making sure we have enough communication, it's key for sure. But going back to the health,
Yeah.
because my role is health and safety and environmental specialist now.
I know you're going to like that, so that's why I went there.
Yeah, and this is about health. We just get the contractors from everywhere. We don't know what is their history of
Yeah.
health, how conscious they are regarding health.
Yeah.
We just know we get a certificate, but I also heard that they can just buy.
Right.
Make sure that don't take these papers as 100% proof that somebody is really fit for work. But even they push through on the physical exercises and get the certificate to work, for example, offshore.
Yeah.
We still don't know if he knows what is the what if he drinks the sodas, which is constantly available, unfortunately, offshore, with tons of sugar. What this will cause to your body, to your energy level? What is it when you have lack of sleep? How is it? What it will does into your brain? Will you be 100% okay to work or not really? And we didn't touch the psychological aspect.
Yeah. The emotional states, we're going to get to that in a moment. Yeah.
So if you have a battery, it is just your body, but this battery. But if you have challenges here, it will decrease this energy even more. If you get text messages during the day when you do electrical work,
Yes.
and you already not really fit, plus you have an argument with your partner, for example, or there is something with the kids,
Absolutely.
then you get so distracted you don't even notice. But we push through. I still work. I still don't say nothing.
Yeah.
And then maybe the incident will just happen like this.
Yeah.
So basically, this is a quite similar to real life experience because we don't talk about how is it outside. You are there, I'm there, so we exactly know what's going on. But on the project management level, it's about managing the project,
Yes.
getting it done, get the task signed, make it quality okay. But how we do this, we pushing it through.
Yeah.
But this could be a total different level once we focus on people's consciousness. Are they aware? How is it if I don't talk? Are they aware how much sodas I should drink or when, if I really want to?
Yeah.
What's the effect of sugar and sugar spikes? And when you have your insulin level high and then you get
Yeah, the afternoon drop.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the most common way to handle the situations is bringing in experts from outside. Because, yes, people have experience on the oil rig. Someone's been there for, let's say, 20 years. Now I'm going to use Bruce Willis' example from Armageddon. You probably have a character like that. He's been on the oil rig, he does his job well, he does his task well, he gets people to get the job done. Is he a good communicator? Maybe not. Does he provide all the clarity? Maybe not. Does he know what he's doing? His task, but not in terms of leadership. Because if someone's been at the company for 20 years and you tell them you have to do a leadership program, they're going to feel threatened. They're going to feel insulted by simply saying, yo, I've been here for so long. Why do I have to do this? It's because we are discovering so much more about the human mind, how a person operates. We have different biomarkers, different wearables, and every human being needs to keep learning. Regardless of your label, a leader, an employee, an external contractor, an expert, everyone keeps learning. And when we speak about emotional state, this is a topic that is not spoken by men very often. Like if I was going to, let's say, your oil rig and I knew someone's father was in the hospital, then automatically I would know he'll be distracted. If the father's, let's say, having surgery and it's quite critical, that person should not be doing any task in the moment because their focus will be gone. But if he's not going to have the conversation, it creates a clear and present danger to the rest of the team and to himself. So that comes under consciousness. Is the person aware that they are going through a thing that might actually create a problem for them? And the second part is communication. Are they communicating quite a lot with the team members, even for leader? And communication is, hey, how you doing? That's very basic small talk. You want to focus on the clarity of the conversation. Are you giving the instructions very clear? Are they repeating it back? Consciousness, clarity, and then also focus on the competence, how much skills they have, what levels of training they can do to improve. And number 4 is you want to focus on their confidence. There's nothing worse than sending someone who's not confident out there. Because once you focus on all these 4 elements, it creates more certainty for your team, for the company culture. So these are the elements you really want to focus on. So I'll bring it back to you as we round up the podcast.
Yeah, it's amazing that once you speak with an expert, you see that the conversation is endless. You can just talk through thousands of topics, and that's where you can see depth. So when someone has these deep knowledge of things, you should sit and talk until the other person have time, what we will do today.
That's right.
And what just came up when you had the last section is the experience from outside. So what is currently going on? Teams comes in, site management on, let's do it, and then the project gets done somehow.
Yeah.
But there could be just one expert from outside that could change so many things and have a very big shift in the quality of work, not just the work, but the quality of the life of people, because the employer should keep this in mind, that people spend most of their time at work. If it's an onshore, offshore rotation, they spend half of their month or a month at work. And here we can help them to improve. They can go home as a better person who can connect to himself first. He can connect to others better. And we can send this person home who can connect to his family and friends better. And maybe change also hobbies, change diet, improve on his life. And he comes back better. So it's so simple. But the employers just miss this at the moment.
Yeah. It's just results orientated and you miss the growth of the employee, because the more you invest in an employee, the better he becomes to become a future leader. So I think we'll leave it at that. But next topic, I want to discuss leaders create other leaders. And that's a beautiful teaser.
Thank you for that. You also want to share something important.
Yes, absolutely. So, to make positive impact for humanity and for the leaders on this rigs, I spoke to the challenges you face. So, in the link below or on the site, somewhere around the screen, you will find a URL. You can book a 15-minute call with me. You don't have to buy anything. You don't even have to show up for the full 15 minutes. But for 10 minutes, just have an authentic conversation, man to man. And what I'm going to help you with is to see how you can create a path of self-development, leadership development to show up better for yourself and for your team. It is totally free. You don't have to buy anything. This is my pro bono work to help your team. So let's do it. The first step is taking the action to make change happen.
Thank you. And see you soon in the next episode because we continue this. Thank you for listening. Great.
If my daughter was here, she usually goes, "Don't forget to like and subscribe."